What is happening, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all doing great today. Came back home and then this was at the front door. So transmission's finally back. It's finally back in my hands after, it hasn't been that long, but I miss this thing so much. So for those of you that don't know, transmission was having issues. I sent it out to get it rebuilt. The output shafts, the HD roll pins, the forks that change the gears, reverse, third gear, all that stuff was in bad condition, super bad, especially the synchros. Those were the worst things that was diagnosed on this thing on the teardown. So it's fully rebuilt, brand new everything, new output shaft, new, I think, third gear, new HD roll pins, new everything pretty much. I did have them vapor hone, I think that's what it's called, the casing, so it looks a little bit nicer. It's got that natural shine to it. So the only thing is that during the shipping, UPS damaged it, I think. So this is a reverse gear sensor, and you can see it's not in usable condition. So the guy's gonna hook me up and send me out another one. I already pretty much put it together. Put the fork in, I put the, I forgot what that thing is called. I put the shaft in, all that stuff. So it's all set to go pretty much. Feels super smooth. So having this thing right here in my garage, this and the engine, dude, it feels so like it's starting to sink in that this car's finally going to get done after so long. If you've been following me on Instagram, if you know me personally, this car's been giving me so many problems, been going back and forth on the road, off the road, on the road, off the road, problem after problem. So it's finally starting to all come together, which is super nice because I want to drive this thing so bad. I don't even care what it makes right now. I just want to drive my car because it's been so long. So enough of that. The plan for today is to get the engine mostly put together, actually pretty much fully put together, and work on the wiring a bit because I have some new loom over here up in these bags to kind of fix up my little wiring mod that I did. So I kind of did like a little wire tech at home. So you can see it's got this different loom. I disassembled everything, separated all the wires, and then I kind of just put them in their own like little section. I want to redo it because it can be done a lot better than what it is. And since the engine is still out and I have all the room in here to work around with, I want to get it done before I put it in. So there's that. And then I have the timing belt kit and the timing belt right here. So that just came in the mail today. What I really want to do that I'm going to have an issue with is before I put that on, I want to prime the pump, the oil pump. So I did lube it up with some assembly lube. Like I took the casing off, put it like in the actual pump gears itself to kind of help with the startup. But I really want to prime it, take the valve cover off, and then see if the oil comes to the top. The only thing is that I still don't have my oil cooler. STM emailed me today saying that it'll be like a 1 to 2 week wait before it gets shipped out because they're still waiting for a bracket to get made and then powder coated and then ship it out. Same thing with the alternators. So the alternator isn't a big issue, but I really wanted to get that oil cooler in because I wanted to prime this thing. And then the other thing is, now that I just thought about it, this line that goes to the oil filter housing, which goes right here, right where this is, for the oil sensor. I don't want to order a new one because it's the same thing as the other ones, as the alternator and the oil cooler. 1 to 2 week wait. I don't want to wait that long. I want to have this thing on. So I'm going to try my best to kind of just clean this thing out. I do have some Simple Green right here. So I'll just kind of throw it down in there, let it soak, get some type of brush or really pressurized water, blow it in there, and then air dry it out. Hopefully that cleans it. And the other problem is that I don't have the timing gear kit or the timing gear tool to kind of put them in here and lock them in place for the timing to get done. I don't have that, and I don't have the thing where you can twist this pulley to kind of tighten it and lock it in place. I don't have that either, but I know there's another way to do it. So for now, I'm going to try and kind of mess around with the time. Oh, actually, so this is a very important piece if you're going standalone on the Evo. any evo between 7 to 9. I don't think you need it on the 10, but in my case, I need it. This is a Kiggly 12-tooth trigger system. So this is the piece that you're gonna need if you're gonna go Haltech. So this sits right here. I can't put on because the bolt's on there, it's in the way, but it sits right here. You're gonna use these 2 bolt holes right here for the mounting to put a sensor right here. So this sits here, a sensor sits right there, reads it as it spins, and then this gives your ECU an accurate reading of your engine and the rotation that it's in. So that way you won't have any issues, and that way your tuner won't have any issues when they're tuning it, because this will help get rid of all those trigger sync issues that gives your car like the hiccups. It'll just, you know, sputter on you randomly. It's really annoying. So I went ahead and went with this before I even put this thing together, because I want this thing to be fully put together correctly. That way I never have to do any of this ever again. And what this is going to utilize is the OEM cam angle sensor. So it does and doesn't come with it. You can get it with it as an option when you're buying the kit. There is a catch. You will need to do some modifying. So here, if you look in the instructions, it says remove the larger leg from the 2-tooth cam sensor tone wheel, which is this right here, which sits up in here. And I'm assuming it's because you're going to utilize a different trigger system, so you won't need that anymore. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. I'm trying to do as much as I can today before the sun goes down, because I want to just get more of this thing done. Maybe prime the pump later. If not, we'll just work on this thing on the electrical loom system, get that all cleaned up. Clean up the engine because there's spider webs up in here too. So you can kind of see that. This thing's been sitting for a minute. And then I have this AN line here because I need to put a line here from here to here for the water line for the turbo. And then I need to do this one right here that loops, because I won't be using it for the throttle body because this is a skunk too, and I don't have a water port for this. So, which is nice because I don't understand why they even have that in the first place on the OEM stuff. But just gonna make a loop here, and then we're just gonna go ahead, leave it the way it is for now, maybe see what else I can do. But for now, we'll just focus on the main important stuff to get the timing done. All right, so what's cool is that the instructions are really thorough. They tell you everything you need to know if you're doing it on a 6-bolt or a 7-bolt. In my case, it's a 7-bolt, so the timing mark is right here on this little tooth. So it should be right there. It'll zoom in, super tiny mark. I'll go ahead and mark it with like a Sharpie to see it better. And if it was a 6-bolt, it would be somewhere in between the marks. So I don't gotta worry about that. So this is the billet piece that will be holding the sensor. So it'll be going like this. I believe it will sit like so, about like that maybe, I think. So this one and this one need to come out. You will want to put some like thread locker or thread sealant on this, because this is an oil hole bolt. So if you don't put anything on there, oil will seep out and you'll have an oil leak along your whole timing component. So make sure you do that. Put some Loctite on it too. I'll be doing both. So let me go ahead and finish with the instructions, keep assembling it, and then show you guys the process. All right, so I figured it out. These little shims were actually meant for you to put underneath in between the mount and the sensor to kind of make that little gap right there. And then what I did was I got a feeler gauge. I didn't have a big enough one, so what I did was I added 15, 10, and 5. That gives me a gap of 0.30. Put it in between. It fits perfectly. And then I went ahead and added 4.4 to make it 0.34. Didn't fit, so I'm in the spec range, so I should be good to go on that. All right, so here's the piece that we need to modify. So this whole thing right here needs to get chopped off. I'm gonna figure out what I can use to chop it off, because it's just that piece. This little piece, you can leave it on, but this part needs to come off. So once I figure it out, I'll come right back to you guys. All right, so I got this piece all finished up, got it all cut off. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for it to work. So what I did was I used the rotary tool, which I put somewhere, I forgot where. But I used the rotary tool, used one of these like blades. I kept going at it, and then pretty much I just got it enough to where I was able to get the rest of it off with these pliers, and then just pull it off. And then now we're at where we need to be. So now I can put it back together, install it, and then get on to the next part. All right, sorry about that, the phone cut off, but I got the titanium hardware on both cam gears, so they look really nice. Super nice quality stuff. Look at that shine, dude. So now we're gonna go ahead and fill up the head with oil, let it float to the bottom, and then we're gonna prime the pump. So we're gonna get the right size socket, put a drill on, spin this to spin the oil pump, and then prime it. Make sure the oil is coming out of the top lifters. Look for it coming out of all of them. And then after that's done, I need to get the heat wrap and heat wrap the downpipe and the dump pipe, and then torque it, and then just kind of tidy it up. It should be set, because tomorrow is when I get the timing tool to lock these in place. Then we can time it, and then we can get ready to put this thing with the transmission in the engine. Maybe tomorrow, who knows? be it for this video. I'm running out of space on the phone for storage, so I need to make this video short. Next video, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing ready to mount up to that because FedEx didn't drop off my stuff, which I'm pretty upset about. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a short one, but I just wanted to make this one quick and just to put something out there for you guys. So anyways, if you guys like the video, hit that subscribe button, follow for more, and I'll talk to you guys later.